me start with something I've been thinking about all week. Most mid-career professionals don't feel stuck because they don't know what to do. They feel stuck because they do know what to do, but can't get themselves to move. That gap between knowing and doing is where confidence quietly erodes, no matter how experienced you are. And if you've been sitting in that space for a while, this episode's for you. Not to motivate you, not to push you, but to help something click. So, by mid career, thinking has been rewarded for a long time. You learn to analyze before acting, anticipate risk, be responsible and measured. Those skills probably built your career in some ways. But transition work, job changes, role shifts, redefining your direction, isn't all analytical work. It's leadership work. And leadership doesn't start with certainty, it just starts with ownership. This is where a lot of capable people stall. They wait for confidence to arrive before acting. They tell themselves, I'll move once this feels clearer. I'll start once I feel more sure, more secure. I'll do it when I have a little more energy, a little more time. And let's face it, I mean, if your life is anything like mine, that moment just doesn't come, right? Like we are busy, life is messy, you are pulled in a million different directions. You don't have endless time to sit around and get to this perfect, beautiful moment where you know exactly what to do in all the right ways. And it's not because anything's wrong with you, but because confidence doesn't work the same way at this stage. So the thing that really matters when we think about confidence, and the thing that people get wrong about confidence all the time, is we think it's a personality trait, but it's not. Confidence doesn't come before action anymore. It comes after ownership. Early in your career, confidence came from external validation, probably promotions, feedback, momentum, pats on the back, all things that were kind of built into the system. Like, hey, you're doing a good job, gold star, high five, let's go. Mid-career is a lot different, right? You're the leader, you're the one in charge, you're the one who has to pull yourself up and make it work. But confidence returns when you prove to yourself quietly that you can still move even when things feel unfinished or uncomfortable. It's not a mindset shift, it's a behavior shift. It's what I like to say, getting off the sidelines and into the game. This week, I shared a sequence that I see work again and again. It's not flashy, it's not fast, but it's very reliable. So let me walk you through what that looks like. These are for those moments where I'm just feeling stuck. I feel like I'm spinning in circles. I open my resume 500 million times and never finish it, right? It's that. I search and search and search on job boards, but I'm just spiraling. So let me walk you through the way let me walk you through this in a way that I would in like a coaching conversation. So first and foremost, you've got to become aware and name the exact stall point. Not I need a new job entirely. Oh, I hate this place. This is, I just need to get away entirely, right? Like thinking about the huge mountain that needs climbed. It's not all that. This is the specific place where your momentum breaks. So think about it. This is where you're zooming in. So think about when you're going through the process and you're like, okay, I know I need to do this big thing, but when I get to this point, that's where it breaks down for me. That's where I hit an issue, right? Because I don't know Z, I can't do B, right? Because I'm thinking about all of these steps, right? So that could be like if you sit down for your resume to do an update, it could be something like every time I sit down, I don't know the template that I should be using, right? Is this one that I'm using even the right one? Or maybe it's that I'm not sure what bullet points really look good anymore. Or maybe it's, I don't even know where to start with, which experience matters. It could be any of these little points that get you stuck, but figure out which is the one that gets you to stall, which is the one that spins you over and over again, right? It could be, like I said, the resume, it could be networking, it could be decision making, but where are you staying too long because things are a little hard to push past or because it's fine enough? And so I'm just going to hang out here for a while. Until you can figure that out and name it precisely, everything's going to feel overwhelming. So figure out, zoom in, and name that exact stall point. And you might have a few, pick one. Just grab one. Then I want you, second step is to lower the bar on action on purpose. I like to call this lowering the cost of entry. So, if it's going to be really hard to get something going, you're going to resist that movement. This is where a lot of really capable people resist, because lowering the bar feels like lowering your standards, and that's not what we're doing. What we are doing is we are shifting from trying to solve it all into just getting into motion. Because again, that's where we want to build confidence. That's where we want to build momentum. So instead of doing the whole resume, just focus on maybe your summary, or just focus on your most current position and the 5 bullet points you're going to put under there. You don't have to start with the whole thing. Just get started with one thing, right? Instead of an entire networking strategy, just start with a single conversation, right? Just get going and figure out one little thing that's going to get you moving. I really enjoy the book Atomic Habits. Talks about little things that help you move. He's got something that he calls, I think it's 3-minute rule. And when you're trying to form new habits, when you're trying to get yourself in motion, recommend doing something that you could accomplish in 3 minutes or less, right? So what is that thing that you could make really small that just gets you going? And then third, do it, right? Complete that something small fully. Not perfectly, not publicly, just finished. This matters a lot more than you realize. Every half start reinforces that hesitation. Every completion rebuilds trust that you have in yourself. This is usually the first place confidence really starts to return. So get that one thing done that's really small. Um, and fourth, and this is the thing a lot of people skip, is notice the internal shift. Confidence doesn't show up as excitement just quite yet. It shows up as something a little bit quieter. Hey, I moved even though it was uncomfortable. Hey, I got off the couch and I did the dish and I did one dish even when I wanted to just sit there and continue to doom scroll on my phone, right? It's just you coming back online. It's you coming back into ownership. And then finally, repeat the cycle with slightly more weight. What's the next step that you could do? Same sequence, same logic, just a little bit more responsibility, a little bit bigger each time. No hustle, no pressure, just progressive ownership. I worked with somebody who had been at a company for 23 years. They were at the point where they knew they had hit a ceiling for a while. For a few years, they were like, there's nowhere to go. And for a bit, that was okay. But then they realized, like, I want more than this. I'm ready for something different. And for an entire year, they tried to update their resume. They'd open the document, they'd read through the bullets, they'd rethink it, and they'd stop every single time. And what looked like a resume problem was really a trust problem. They didn't trust where to start, and so nothing moved. And so when they reached out to me, they were like, I'm spiraling. Like, I don't know what to do. And so we started simple, right? Send me your resume. Let's look at it. Let's talk about it. Okay, here's a template to go move everything into. Okay, here's the format for bullet points, and you want to readjust them, right? Here's how you should write a good summary. Here's how, the skills should be listed, right? Just piece by piece by piece. We lowered the bar, we finished it, and then we just kept going. There was no big crazy thing. We didn't sit down for hours at a time. It was just piece by piece until it was done. And then a few months later, with resume in hand, they made the move. They started at a new company, head of an entire organization. But it's funny, the real shift wasn't the move or the title. It was how, grounded they sounded when they talked about their work again. How excited they were for something new and to really bring themselves back to challenge. And that's really how confidence comes back at mid-career. It's quietly, piece by piece, step by step, through you owning your own story, owning your own actions, just taking ownership and self-leadership. When this clicks, a few things shift. You stop negotiating with yourself so much. You stop waiting to feel ready. You stop treating discomfort as a stop sign. You don't suddenly have all the answers, but you do trust yourself to move without them. And that, at its core, is what leadership is. Leaders are the ones who pave the way, who cut through the forest so that other people can follow. And in this is you cutting through your own forest so that you can follow your own example moving forward. So hopefully this helped get you moving. And if this resonated, I really want you to hear this clearly. You don't need motivation. You don't need a personality overhaul. You don't need to blow up your whole life. You don't need to have 4 hours of focused work time. You just might need a new structure and support in rebuilding that ownership, especially if you've been stuck in your job search for a while, knowing you need a new job, knowing you hate the place that you're at, knowing it's just time for something different, and you just need maybe a little bit of that push to get you moving. So if that looks like you, if that sounds like you, I've got your Next Role Accelerator program. The waitlist for the next cohort is open. It's for people who want momentum without panic, who want clarity without the hype, and really want action without burning everything down. So if you know that you're ready for a move, but you just want somebody to kind of hold your hand through the process and give you the tools to make that happen in a way that is very logical, moves you step by step, and gives you everything you need to execute a mid-career job search. That's what I'm here for. It's a 6-week program. I really enjoy it. I think it's a really great program. I've gotten a lot of good feedback. From people who've been through it, and again, like it's just meant to give you those tools to make you successful. So if you want to dive deeper, in the show notes are the links to the Substack posts. And regardless of what you need in this moment or where you're at in your journey, just know that you are not behind. You're just at the point where leadership, not effort, is what moves things again. So, as always, put down the popcorn and get in the game.